Hi everyone, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. I'm just here to, I'm doing a little bit of a deck modification. I've been looking for another project to do since I did my Druid craft, which I loved doing. So I've seen this fairy tarot and I thought that might be a prime candidate for a little bit of doctoring. So I'm kind of I started thinking the other day about why people do this, and I think for me, it was a comment on a group that I belong to, and I think for me, the reason I do it is to be creative and to find something that I can do that's quite creative. So, I I'm not a great artist. I can't draw very well. I like doing my colouring in, but that's not really, well, it is creative, but it's not something I'm drawing or something. I am creating something, but it's kind of already there. So this is similar, I suppose. I'm not really a great person to be able to just sit and draw something. I wish I could, but I'm not. So what I've found is doing these deck modifications has been a bit of a creative outlet, but also I find it really therapeutic. I suffer from anxiety and I have OCD as well, so I really struggle on a daily basis with that, and sometimes it's not so bad and sometimes it's really bad, and I found that doing this really helps. So that's kind of why I do it. So this is the fairy tarot. I'll show it to you before I do anything to it. Let's have a little look. So we have a little white book in there, the usual sort of thing, and this is produced by I'll have to look it up. I have to look properly. It says Art Tarot. Oh, it's by Scaribio. I'm hopeless at trying to pronounce things like that. But that's who it's by anyway. So that's the deck. It's in just an ordinary little tuck box. I won't go through it all. It's got this handy little card here that I can practice my edging on and make sure that it's not going to bleed too much, or see what I can do with it. This is the backs. Well, these are the backs. Love them. And oh, there's another little card there as well. Excellent. And then we've got the cards themselves. So I won't flip through them all because you'll be able to see them as I do what I'm going to do. My plan is to take everything off. All the borders, the numbers, everything. It's a pip deck on the whole. So, okay. So, don't think there's too much problem taking everything off of those. I may try and get some fancy lettering and just put like maybe in silver or something the letter or the number. In this case it would be 0 in the corner, just so that it's easy, because I like it to be really easy to spot straight away what a card is. Don't like to root through it too much. I want it to hit me in the face, and then I like to look a bit deeper. It's just the way I like to work. I work quite quickly, so I like to see straight away what it is that I've got. So that's what my plan is. I'm going to take everything off. I'm going to take all the borders off. I'm going to cut the corners, trim the corners, and then I'm going to edge the deck with these inks. So I'm going to do kind of some of that, some of that, some of that, some of that. So it'll be like a pastel rainbow deck when I finished it. Hopefully that's my plan. Fingers crossed for me that it goes well. So I'll insert the trimming part of the video in here. Hi again. So I'm just doing a couple of these in like real time, just to show how I trimmed them. So I just do them with big scissors. Actually, take that off because that hurts if you do that. So I just do them with big scissors. I haven't got myself a guillotine yet. I think I will get one, because I think it will do a better job than these big scissors. But they're not too bad. So I'm just kind of going down the border quite carefully. And along the bottom. So that's how I've kind of done the borders. These cards are quite difficult, actually. They're more difficult than I thought they would be, because they've got these very thin lines around the borders. So they're not just like an end. There's like a very thin line in the colour of the suit. So you have to get it exactly right. And I kind of had to put on my super, super powerful reading glasses to do it properly, to really be able to see exactly where that line is. Because if you don't get it exactly on that line, it kind of just shows through a bit and it can be a bit annoying. And also really good idea not to do when you're tired. So maybe don't do it all in one sitting if you're like me and you've got a bit of a fatigue problem. So I didn't do that. I set it up so that it would be, I could do it in bits, a bit at a time. Meanwhile, Merlin's knocking everything on the floor. There. Aren't you, Merlin Heron? What are you up to? That goes there. And that goes there. And that goes there. And that goes there. So that's the borders done. And then I just thought I'd show you on one how I do the corner cut-ins. I just use a little corner cutter, got it off of Amazon. It literally was a couple of pounds. I've got a couple of them. I don't suppose they're going to last forever, because they're very, very inexpensive. But you just put the card in right as far as it will go. Sometimes you have to jiggle it about a little bit. And that's how they go. Really easy. And actually quite therapeutic. Sometimes it might be nice to just sit, listen to an audiobook, and cut the corners off of some cards. And that is all you need to do. Oh, just have to be really careful to get it right in. There you go. So that's how we do the corner cutting. What I'll do now is I'll do the time, put another time lapse in, showing that I'm doing all the rest of the corners for you. Hi everyone. So I'm back with my fairy tarot project that I'm doing, and what I've done is I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different with the edging. So rather than using a felt tip or a marker this time, I thought I would use some ink, and I've used ink before and it's worked quite well. So I bought some of these. These are called Versa Magic Dewdrop inks. There are 4 in a packet. And I thought that would be quite cool, because what I can do is I can edge each of the different suits in a different kind of shade. And what I went for this time is so not me, is like pastel colours. So what I've done is I've got like an ice blue. This is for the leaves, which would be air or swords. I've got a lilac, which is going to be used for the wands. And a pink, which is going to be used for the hearts or the cups, and a light green, which is going to be used for the pentacles. So that was the best way around I could think of doing it. And then what I'll do is I'll do a mixture. Sorry, I've got a visitor. Then I'll do a mixture of each of the different colours on the major arcana, which is there. So let me just see if I can move this cat. Come on, Merlin. Come on. I know, it's fun. I know. But I'm doing this thing. Come on, Merlin. Let's go this way. Let me just move him, because he will knock everything over. He's not the most dainty. Come on, let's go. Off we go. Good boy. So what I did to test the inks out is I cut up one of the like little advertising cards that they put into the deck, and I trimmed off the borders of that as well, because what I wanted to do was just test that we weren't going to get loads of bleed with the ink, and I wanted to test it on the same edge as I was going to have on the actual cards themselves. So I've tested it, and it looks to me, I've done one of each colour on the edges, but you really can't see. The blue's a little bit better to be able to see. You really can't see with one card. But good news is, doesn't look as if we've got loads of bleed going on. It does bleed when you do have surplus ink, so you need to wipe that all off. So as you can see, I've wiped that all off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a little bit of a go and see where we get to. I'm going to do the suits first, and then I'll do the major arcana last, because I'm going to use all 4 colours on the major arcana. And what I'll do is I'll just go through them one by one, so that we've got a bit of a rainbow effect. So that's what I wanted to get with this deck, was like a kind of a rainbow type of effect. So we'll see what that looks like when it's done. It's exciting. So I'm going to switch over to the time lapse, and you can have a look once I'm finished. Hi, so I'm back again now with the inks to be doing the edging on this lovely deck, and I'm not sure whether the time lapse has come out very well. I think I might have been doing it a little bit off camera, and I had some distractions and stuff that happened, so I may or may not put that in, but I have done the edging of the suits cards. So I've done the air ones in that nice sort of turquoisey blue. I've done the fire ones in the sort of purpley mauve, pinky lilac-y colour. The hearts or the cups I've done in like a pink. The pink's not great. It's more of a silvery pink, and I've been over those a couple of times. I may go over them again. I'll just see. The pink's not great because it's more of a silvery sort of colour, and there's the green of the others. So I've been working my way through the major arcana, doing one of each. So I've left myself with 4 just so I can show you how I've been doing them. And I'm pink at the moment, so this is the silvery pink colour, and it's fine, but it's not, it doesn't show up brilliantly on the edge, and it may not be the best colour for edging cards. So I just give it a good coat. In fact, I'll just give it an extra bit because I've been trying to, with the pink, I've been going over them 3 or 4 times. And as you'll see, the ink kind of comes onto the card. It's fine, you just wipe it off. What I would say is so far, I've not experienced bleeding with this ink. I would definitely use it again. I think these colours are really pretty. I would definitely use these ink pads again, and they weren't expensive. They're the Dewdrop ones, so I would definitely use them again. So just wipe them along the card, get the corners, because you can do the corners just by sort of dabbing them in or stroking them, but the corners are what, you know, when you pick it up after you've edged it, you look at the corners and you think, oh, missed a few. So they're the ones to pay attention to, really. And you just wipe the excess ink off. The best way I've found to do it is sort of pinch the card and then pull the tissue away. If you wipe it, you will wipe it off of the edge as well. So don't want to do that. You've just put it on there. So this is the last blue one. Now, I mean, I'm not particularly dexterous, and I struggle with coordination because, as you know, if you've watched my stuff before, you will know that I have MS. So some days are better than others when it comes to what I can do with my hands and my coordination. But this has gone okay so far. So not too difficult, I would say. These are really, really pretty colours. I mean, you can see, look, the ink leaks over onto the card. It's okay, don't panic, because in this particular instance, these inks and this cardstock isn't bleeding. It is, we can just wipe it off. So, I mean, you have to be fairly quick. You can't hang about too much, otherwise it will stay there. But you can see I'm not really rushing. I'm just wiping it off to go along. So that is that. Let me just put the lids on and I'll show you what the deck looks like now that it's kind of finished with the edging. But yeah, definitely like these ink pads. I find it easier with an ink pad, I think, than a pen. I think I do find it easier. So let's just pop those two together. So you can see the pink and the purple. Lovely. Let's just put this back into order so they're all the right way around. These ones have been here for a little while, so they've dried. There's the pinky ones. So you can see the pink is more of a pinky silvery colour. And I've been over it a couple of times too, so, you know, it's not just the fact that it's not dry. So let's put these ones in the right order as well. And these are a lovely size now. They're really cute little cards. So this is how they look. I'm really pleased with them, actually. You can see the pink better now. It's in between the other colours. I really like it. I really like the way it looks. I won't put the Major Arcana in there just yet because they need to dry a little bit. They're over on the other side drying. So I won't mix them up with the rest of the deck just yet. Give them a little chance to dry a little bit. And then we can mix them all up and see what they look like all together. So that was my little adventure into edging the fairy tarot. So I really, really like the way that they look. I'm kind of really happy with them. I was thinking about maybe writing a number onto the major arcana. I don't think I need to. I think they sort of speak for themselves. So I will do a little video just to show you the whole deck when it's had a little chance to dry. But it looks good so far. Quite pleased with it. Thanks for watching. Hi, so I have now finished the trimming, edging of the fairy tarot deck. So the deck was the fairy tarot. I think I put all the details of it on the first bit of the video. But if I didn't, I'll put it down below. It's a really, really pretty deck. I just wanted to have a little creative play with things, so I used it as a bit of a project. As I probably said at the beginning, I've recorded this in a few parts, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but the energy in this deck is really lovely, and I just kind of felt like I wanted to do something really creative with it. And it's an inexpensive deck, so I thought if I completely wreck it but I love it, then I can always replace it. So I do feel like it's been fun. So I trimmed it, I edged it, I edged all the different the suits and the court cards. So the minors I did in like a rainbow, so green and pink and lilac and blue. And then what I did with the majors, you won't be able to see it as well because they're all, I did one of each basically is what I did with them, with the majors. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, or whether maybe if I did it again I might get a different coloured ink and just do the majors all in the same colour ink. I don't know. But these inks all came in like a set, so there were 4 of them like that. I'll put the link in the down below of where I got them from. I got them from Amazon. They weren't expensive at all. I would definitely use the ink stamps again, or the ink pads again. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Or not. Excuse me. I think it's the hay fever season starting now. So yeah, that was what I did with it all. So this is all the majors. I love them. I really, really like the actual, the images on them. They're just fabulous. They're really, really pretty. Really pretty. Just gorgeous. Lovely colours, and I just really like the fact that there's no borders now. They really stand out to me. I really like them. And then the minor arcanas, although they're pip deck, it's a pip deck. I'm not an expert on Marseille and pip and all of that stuff. But some of there are little illustrations as well on these pip cards. So, you know, it may be that this might be quite a good crossover. You know, here's our 3, what would be our 3 of Swords. Makes complete sense. Very similar to the kind of Rider-Waite energy of that heartbreak and, you know, somebody else disappearing off. And so maybe that this is quite a good deck to sort of start crossing over from, if you usually read Rider-Waite and you've not really had a lot of experience with pip cards, to be able to read the pips, because these do have a little bit of a little bit of something. So this would be our Two of Cups. They do have a little seam there that you can use. So I think that's a really, really, really pretty deck. This is what the edges look like when you got the whole deck all together. So I hope that's been fun for you too, watching how it all evolved. It was a lot of fun to do. Thank you for watching, and if you wouldn't mind, if you have liked it, obviously, giving the video a thumbs up, maybe leave me a comment. Really, really helps the channel to grow. And also, if you like this kind of thing, I will be doing some more craft projects and some more deck modifications. So please do subscribe if you like that kind of thing. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.